Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Appreciate y'all swinging back through. If you've been here before, if it's your first time, you already know, like and subscribe and get involved over here at D's World. So check it out, man. They dropped a couple of the breakdowns for Mortal Kombat 1. I done told y'all where to find a good Gears breakdown with Rooflemonger. I feel he's an enthused Gears player that he can really cover any cracks and crevices as far as how he plays, and he definitely makes himself synonymous with people who would also like to play the character. But I saw they did the Azra as well, which we might actually check out Azra since she hasn't been in the past games. But first, I wanted to look at Smoke. We did the Johnny Cage character breakdown, which was cool, and we got a few more, so why not dabble? And without further ado, man, let's go ahead and start this up. I do want to remind y'all that at the end of the video, stick around. I just have some music and a few other plugins that y'all might be interested in if you're into new sounds or anything of that nature. So definitely stick around for that. But yeah, let's get it.
About his normal attacks. One of the new things you might notice is he has this knife, which is a karambit, which is from Indonesia, I believe. And he uses it in most of his normal attacks. You can see he has this slicey dice.
Slicey dice, yep. He's just cutting you up.
Low slice.
There goes your Achilles.
He uses it in his uppercut, jabs, and his throw.
Oh, right under the mouth. That's the worst. Yeah.
Another noteworthy thing about his normal attacks is he has a really good long-distance overhead, which is his back two.
Yep, that covers some space, that's for dang sure. And that's going to put him right where he wants to be up close, right?
Exactly. And it is complemented by a low that could be a combo starter.
So he's got instantly the low overhead mix-ups.
Exactly.
The blender.
If you're familiar with Mortal Kombat, you know about low highs. I think this back two that they were talking about. Hold on, I think I went a little too far. Right here.
That could be a combo starter.
So he's right under the mouth. That's the worst. Yeah.
Another noteworthy thing about his normal attacks is he has a really good long distance.
Yeah, so you can see, man, this is already like a full character away. He can catch you overhead, which is very, very nice to have. I like to see the frame advantage on the overhead. Mortal Kombat, the frames are a little longer than your, say, it's Street Fighter, I would say. You see a lot more 7 to 14 frames, 21 frames, this, that, and the third. So on block is really where you have to analyze as if a move is going to be easy to deal with or not. And this overhead, depending on the safety of it, could be easy to deal with, but again, like Mortal Kombat with the frames, it's like they're kind of tricky. So we'll have to see how this will play out over time.
Overhead, which is his back two.
Yeah, that covers some space, that's for dang sure. And that's going to put him right where he wants to be up close, right?
Exactly. And it is complemented by...
Also wanted to add, we're not getting any damage totals right now. You can see the life bars are blank. So we're not actually seeing what damage, what the output of said back two or any of these combos.
A low that could be a combo starter.
So he's got instantly the low overhead mix-ups.
Exactly.
The blender. The blender.
Yes. Yeah, I think he's going to be an awesome mix-up character. So let's go over his special moves. You can kind of see how he plays up close. So how is he going to get that 50-50 going?
Yeah.
So the first thing...
And very cool to see all the teleporting and misdirection, you should say, with Smoke without any special moves. And this is something Mortal Kombat has done very well, implementing identities and styles into their fighters, not only through special moves but through just standard combat.
What we'll talk about is his anti-air options. One of his brand new special moves is this anti-air knife toss. Jump.
Oh, nailed it.
And pull you in. Jump again. And at the E-exit, he pulls you right up with a bunch of recovery, and then you can actually go into your mix-ups.
Right. So he has his own kind of get over here, if you will.
That's going to be crazy because, you pull them in. Now they got to guess high-low. Because you're so... yeah, I'm going to guess you're pretty plus after that, after he pulls you in. Like, you're going to have time to hit that overhead. So it's going to be a guessing game with Smoke, for sure.
Exactly.
He's patrolling the skies.
Yeah. So he also has a new take on the classic smoke bomb. He throws the smoke bomb into the air and then will drop down.
Now, this move was a move I talked about in the trailer. We watched the Banish trailer. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of y'all don't like the start, stop thing, but this is a breakdown, and I don't really feel like watching it all the way through, you know what I'm saying, having to run it back and then run it, you know what I'm saying? So I apologize if that's getting on your nerves. But we're going to talk about this. This was a move we talked about in the Banish trailer where he throws the bomb, and I'm sure she's about to get into if you can detonate it like mid-screen as opposed to it going full screen. And it looks like she already did, or he already, my bad. Listen, check it. It looks like they already explained that, it looks like they're about to explain that you can kind of detonate it early, because I don't think this one went nearly as far as the full screen one we saw in the trailer.
This will track the opponent, so up close, it'll be real quick, and even full screen. He'll always go behind them, and it's an...
Okay, so actually you don't detonate it. So wherever they're at, you just pop up behind them. Which I guess, that cuts the middleman. I wish we got a little bit more creativity with it, but that might have caused some issues.
overhead.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So
Now.
constantly closing the distance.
Exactly. So if you read a projectile, if you think they're crouch blocking because of the low, you can go for that. And the EX version has an extra special property. Instead of dropping down and doing that attack, he'll just drop down and he'll be invisible.
Because that's what you want, is to deal with somebody with overheads and lows and invisible.
Right.
Yeah,
so
sounds like great.
if you were thinking, I don't know, that back to, I bet I could react to that.
Right.
How do you react to an overhead that you literally
Can't
cannot see?
You start spamming stuff.
Yep.
Exactly.
Low pokes, low pokes. Get.
So another special move is the classic teleport. This time it starts as a low, then goes into the teleport.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So if you EX it, you get a combo starter.
And that punch is very, throwbacky to,
Exactly.
MK3
it's like
Robot.
a new take on Robot Smoke.
Love it. I love it.
He also can cancel this one.
Oh, okay. Something I will never do. Nope. I commit, okay, at all times.
You do.
And there's a fun property. If
Oh.
you EX cancel it, he turns invisible.
Okay, so he can go invisible in other ways.
I tried to find you, but you punched me first.
And lastly, he has a new take on his phase teleport move. He will phase through, go full screen no matter where you are, and go in with his attack. And this can be used not just to close the gap and check the opponent, but it can go under fireball. So, please fireball.
Let's see if you can do it. Oh, wow, first time Lanny.
There
Wow.
you go.
Wow.
And this can also be canceled.
I was just going to ask.
So instead of, you make a hard read on a projectile, it has a lot of recovery, you can actually stop right in front of them and get a full punish.
And go into your business.
Go
Or-
into the business.
Exactly. If they're blocking, you can go ahead and stop in front of them, go for a 50-50, jump over, a throw, whatever you want.
Cool. Did you do his throw yet?
I did.
Oh, okay.
So we can talk about this move a little bit, man. This is kind of like his old traditional teleport move, but
And Lanny.
There
Wow.
you go.
Wow.
And this
in the past when you did this move, you could actually go through the opponent. So they've eliminated that element of it. And I also like the fact they're bringing the invisibility back. The fact that you can stand in front of opponents keeps them on guard, I guess, depending on how you're using it. But I really think with the trickery going on here, you got to really pay attention to people's cadence playing Smoke, man, because he's one of those characters that'll catch you sleeping, which there's a lot of that in Mortal Kombat anyway. But the fact that he can go invisible, he can stay stationary and go invisible, which I think is much more advantageous than actually teleport into invisibility. But because as you're invisible, you can still do this move. So anything full screen, they try to throw a projectile at your teleport. Now you can go in even invisible and do some damage through the fireball, I would assume. So, and you also have your ability to throw the smoke bomb while you get all your special moves. I'm guessing as you're invisible. So if you're throwing smoke balls, can you throw from invisibility to invisibility? Like, you know what I mean? Or do you just land invisible? I guess that's how that would work, right?
This can also be canceled.
I was just gonna ask.
So instead of, you make a hard read on a projectile, or maybe you can use someone who has new combo starters and mix-ups options. But what I picked here is Cameo Sub-Zero. Projectile.
Correct.
So you could give him someone like Sonya. You could show up on your...
Again, just kidding.
When you're playing Smoke, what kind of, what are you looking for in a cameo?
Great question. And I'm always a big fan of pointing out that you could show up on your weaknesses. Like, you'll notice he doesn't have a traditional projectile.
Correct.
So you could give him someone like Sonya who has ring toss.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can double down on what you have and maybe get even bigger combos. Or maybe you can use someone who has new combo starters and mix-ups options. But what I picked here is Cameo Sub-Zero, who makes counter zoning even better because he has a really nifty, tricky move where he coats you in ice armor and you become projectile immune.
Oh.
So let's wait for it to refresh.
For sure.
Fireball me.
Fireball me.
He is literally just absorbing fireballs and can walk you down.
And he's taking no damage from that?
Correct.
What?
He could also turn invisible and have it on.
But now
That's cheap, bro. That's cheap. But this is why the cameo system is going to be so interesting, I think. I'm two ways about the cameo system. I don't know if I love it, but there are some unique things that I'm seeing that will be fun to mess around with. This being such a thing, the fact that you can't take projectile damage in that state kind of relinquishes the fact to teleport anyway. But that being said, it'll make your offense a little bit quicker, I guess, with this particular cameo. But I think obviously an ice ball, I think would be more of advantageous. I like a like a damage decreaser, like a defense buff. I like a defense buff, but it's really, I like a more tanky character to do something like this with. Not really Smoke for me. I feel like you want to get in as quick as you can. So I'm personally going like, I'm not putting armor on Smoke. I'm just going to freeze you or something, or send the fireball like she was saying with Sonya, because you don't want to do with the fireball war. You can't war with them, right? So to have somebody try to throw fireballs at you is more or less what you want with Smoke, because you have so many ways to get around it.
I want to spam it out now.
Yeah, so you pointed out earlier, one of the best things to do when someone's invisible is to start spamming projectiles. How
Right.
you can hit a stray while he's trying to move around. He can literally use Sub-Zero, become projectile immune, be invisible, teleport behind you, and then start doing 50-50.
That's very sneaky.
Exactly what I was just explaining to y'all, man. So, yeah, the fact that he'll keep no damage in invisibility is huge, because you can take the hit like through anything too, right? So you could be mid overhead, tank a hit, and then right, you start from there, or even with the low, it's invisible low, right? Like there's nothing, they're gonna have to hit you, and when you're invisible, it's not the easiest thing to do, right?
It's sneaky.
That's very
think,
sneaky. Sneaky ninja.
That's a great keyword there, ninja, because I don't think Smoke's ever been this much of a ninja, in my opinion. I think it's pretty rad.
Oh yeah, no, I'm loving it. I think it's very cool. You know me, I'm one of those in-your-face kind of players.
You do like rushing down.
Nothing but risk.
I think I had to remind you of the block button once.
Yeah, probably.
And yeah, he definitely feels like he's going to be high risk, but really, really flashy, very, very quick.
And that's when you talk about like how you want to deal with Smoke as an opponent. Risk.
Right, yeah. I think you're going to have kind of two strategies. One would be accept that he's going to counter zone you.
Mm-hmm.
Your fireballs are not going to be super efficient. Just play the game, patient, bait him out, punish him. Or rush down the rush down guy. And like someone like Liu Kang who might have faster normals up close, be able to poke him out, go for your own mix-ups. that kind of stuff.
Got it.
Cool.
But he's definitely going to bait mistakes, punish people that are, getting too big for their britches, and then go for his big combos.
Yeah, Smoke is definitely a bait. Like, he's a fireball killer, man. You can't throw anything at him, so you're going to have to be nice on the up close for Smoke. And I'm telling y'all, man, you got to get nice with your data, too, man. You got to get nice with your frame data, because, there'll be moves even in 11 to this day. Like, I just be abusing due to just, the advantage or disadvantage, right? Like, and Smoke's going to be one of those, if you're not keen on what's punishable and what's not, then you will pay the price. You will pay the price.
And all that. I think he's going to be really exciting to watch.
Awesome. We should probably take a look at the. You have anything more?
No, I think we should show you the Fatal Blow.
Let's do it.
So, this also goes with this theme. It'll track you no matter where you on screen, and it's an overhead. So check out this.
All right. Blam.
So, any last notes about Smoke?
No, I'm just really excited to see the really creative players mix him up with different cameos and stuff, and then go crazy with the cancels and all that. I think it's going to be really cool.
All right, man. So I got Kill It, bro. Y'all heard me, reference her as a she, but this was actually a dude with a huge ass beard. Like, go back 15 years ago. Yeah, I just had to point that out. That's why I got confused, because I was like, she was explaining, but I can't even play that game, man. Like, this was a big dude with a beard like 15 years ago, 15 to 16 years ago, maybe even less time than that, but I'm just trying to be in the right margin right now. We'll even say 20 years ago. Anyway, so what we saw here was Smoke, right? We'll go back to the actual gameplay screen. What we saw here was Smoke. Looks like they've kept him more or less who he is. Teleporter. Again, fireballs aren't what you want to do against him. We didn't have the parry move. Smoke is known for the shake, the smoke shake. So when you throw a fireball at him, he'll actually teleport and hit you. Kind of like how he throws the ball in this. That was kind of the strike he used when he would do the shake. But now you have so many moves that are tricky, but with the anti-air, it's going to make it, depending on how you use his anti-air and depending on how you can optimize invisibility, I think will be your winning tools with Smoke. Obviously, people are going to be wanting to block low. I think that's why the overhead is obviously so threatening, because you block low, you stop the combo, but I don't know if you can do an invisible fatal blow. That's also something you're going to have to watch for. Like, if he goes invisible and can hit it while he's invisible, again, it's an overhead, so you won't see it coming. And yeah, I overall I like what they've done, though. I think keeping them ninja is always a good move in my book. The sword, or not the, I can't remember what they called it, but the knife, the Indonesian knife, was dope. I think that's a great signature weapon for somebody such as a ninja as Smoke. We'll get to see some more costumes, I hope, with them. But some very interesting tactics, especially with the cameo system, introducing the new, I don't think we've seen that from Sub-Zero yet as far as the cameos. Just the new attributes he applied to Smoke, just strictly like a buff. The buff route with the cameos. So cameos are going to actually have ways to buff whoever you're playing with, and that's going to be interesting to see how that level of play evolves and keeps evolving. So I think that's the thing with this game, with so many ways to play characters alongside cameos. There's going to be more variations than possibly the variations we've gotten in previous games, right? Like not necessarily moveset wise, but just combination wise. So it's going to be fun, man. And I think it's great how they displayed it with Smoke as far as using that cameo with the, the fireball, the extra fireball defense or the fireball nullification. And, yeah, man, this was a cool breakdown. Obviously, I don't think they showed us everything. We didn't see the fatality. I think we saw a fatality in the trailer. And, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of normals we didn't see. But definitely a lot to take in with this and a lot to look forward to as well. Just getting in the game and making the most out of Smoke. And, you know, we didn't see any really complex combos in this, so it's going to be really cool to see what people put together when the game drops. But, you know, this was a fun little breakdown. I'm not going to go too much deeper. I think we all heard what they had to say about it, which is obviously probably a little bit more informative of what I have to say. I just more or less have an opinion, but I do have an introspective on how the game is played, so I can elaborate on that. But anyway, yeah, stick around to the end of the video. Don't forget, and like and subscribe if you haven't did that already. This is D's World. I am your host, and keep God close. Drawn.